Good day. For this video, we're going to tackle dividing a whole number by a proper fraction. So let's start with 4 divided by 2/3. So if you remember, when we divide, we usually just try to either get the portion or share, or we can try to group them. And if you look at this, you have 4 wholes and you want to divide them by 2/3 or group them by 2/3. So you can draw your own sketch of 4 wholes, and when I say sketch, it doesn't have to be exact in terms of the size, but you have to assume in your mind and visualize that what you're just trying to make is a sketch and that you're pretending that each are of equal size. So let's have 4 wholes here, and you want to try to divide them by 2/3. So let's do that. So let's try to divide the wholes into thirds. Okay. There. It's not perfect, but it's there to help you visualize. So, okay. And from there, we may have to get 2/3. How many 2/3 can we have? So let's try that. So this is 2/3, right? And this portion here and that portion there, don't mind the space in between, it makes another 2/3. Here's another 2/3. Another one. And another one. Oh, and another one. So how many 2/3 were we able to make? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should result in 6 parts, or 6 groups of 2/3. Now let's check using what we learned about the reciprocal. We know from our previous video that we can get the reciprocal of the divisor, which is 2/3. What's the reciprocal of 2/3? Right, it's 3/2. And we can use multiplication. So it's 4 times 3/2. And what do you notice about this? This is actually 4/1 times 3/2. And you know it's a numerator. 4 and 2 have a common divisor of 2. You can divide both by 2 or cancel it. So that's 1. Divide by 2, it's 1. Divide 4 by 2, it's 2. And you're left with 2 times 3 is 6/1. And it's finally 6 in simplest form. Let's try another example. Here you have 3 divided by 7/9. So obviously we have to cut the 3 wholes into 9s. Let's try that. As you can see, I tried cutting each whole into 9 parts. It's not perfect, but when you try to think about your fractions, just making your own sketches actually is very helpful. So let's try to group them by 7/9. Okay, so let's start. This one here is a 7/9, 7 parts, so that's 7/9. Good. Let's try another one. Oh, this one. We can use this one. It's easy to spot. Okay. And then another one here. Since we assume that each part is of the same size, we can actually group other parts together to form a 7/9. But so far, we have 3 groups of 7/9. And we have this portion here that remains. This one, and this one. So how many parts do we have here that's left? Actually, the items here that we have left, total is 6 parts, right? And we know that these 3 portions here form 6/9. So we're going to compare it to the number of parts that we're actually trying to count. So since we're counting 7/9, so we have 3 wholes. So for division, we can say that we were able to make 3 groups of 7/9, but we have a remainder of 6/9. So let's try, you have to describe that. So if you notice, if you have 6/9 and you want to complete 7 parts out of 9, right? We say that 6/9 is 6 out of 7 parts of 7/9, right? Because we're counting by parts. We want 7 parts, you only got 6. So to describe it, to describe this remainder, you only got 6 out of 7. So if you're going to write the quotient for this one, 3 divided by 7/9 is 3 and 6/7. So let's move that there. Now let's check using the reciprocal of the divisor. So we learned that we can use the reciprocal of the divisor, 7/9. What's the reciprocal again of 7/9? Right, it's 9/7. But this time, you have to use the opposite or inverse operation of the division, which is multiplication. So let's multiply 3 times 9/7. That's 3/1. We can say that this is 27/7. So if it's still not clear to you, this is an improper fraction. We can turn it into a mixed number. So how many 7s are there in 27? There's supposedly 3. You're supposed to have 3. And then the remainder is 6 parts out of 7. Same answer. And that ends our video on how to divide a whole number by a proper fraction. I'll see you in the next one.